Shalom, all praise to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahawashi, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honor and praise to Apostle Elders GMS that taught me this truth. And shalom to the Akim that has their life daily, pushing this word with truth and sincerity. Once again, my name is Ainam with GMS Detroit Camp. Salutations to the brothers out there. I'm doing a quick little lesson on the true nature of Yahawashi. You know, who the world Indian calls Jesus Christ, but that's not his name. His name is Yahawashi, which means he saved, he delivered. When he returns, he's not going to be passing out. He's not going to be that. He's not going to be as that soft spoken, that love everybody individual. But that's contrary to what the scriptures say. And I'm going to just grab the scriptures that speak to what he's going to do when he returns. I hope you find this edifying. So let's begin. This is Isaiah 47:3. Thy nakedness shall be covered, yea, and thy shame shall be seen. And thy nakedness shall be covered, and thy shame shall be seen. This is talking about Esau. Evil the so-called white man. Hey, their nakedness is going to be uncovered, and yea, their shame shall be seen. The heathen nations going to know it. And I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. And when Yahawashi returns, he's not going to meet Esau as a man. He's not going to meet the heathen nations as a man. When he returns, he's going to return as a conquering hero. He's coming to return. He's coming to conquer and save and deliver the remnant of the children of Israel out of the hand of the hand of their oppressors. The so-called Afro-American, so-called Latino, so-called Native American, so-called Israelite foreigners scattered abroad the four corners of the whole earth. The true children of Israel. Not them people that's in the land right now that call themselves the Israelis. The true children of Israel are the people scattered abroad the four corners of the earth. And when Yahawashi returns, he's coming to gather them, his elect, from the four corners of the earth. But most of them, a lot of them, are going to be right here in America. And when he returns, he's not going to meet them as a man. He's going to meet them as an overwhelming, supernatural, spiritual being. And when he's going to make quick work of them. As our Redeemer, matter of fact, no. As for our Redeemer, Yahweh of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel, and the Most High name is Yahweh. He is this, he to be. He the existing one. When Yahawashi returns, he's not going to meet them as a man. And when he's coming and conquering. But let's get to the nature of it. Isaiah 63:3. Because I have trodden down the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me, for I will tread them in my anger, and I will trample in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeem is to come. And Yahawashi is going to be when Yahawashi return, it's going to be the day of his vengeance, and the year of the redeem, the day of redeem day is going to be a day of vengeance and a day of redemption for the house of Israel. Hey, the house of Israel going to be redeemed that year, that same day. It ain't gonna be no motherfucking what they say the rapture 7 the elect get caught up and then 7 years later. No, it ain't gonna be none of that bullshit. That's Christian bullshit. You know, it's all gonna happen in one day. Yahawashi is gonna attack and destroy these governments in one day. And set up his people in one day. And he's going to destroy the 2/3 right along with them. Because this is what they did when he was here. When Yahawashi was here, this is how they treated him. This is Isaiah 53:3. He is despised and rejected of men, and of sorrows, and acquainted with grief, and was hid as if were our faces from him, and he was despised, and we esteemed him not. And he was despised of rejected of men, except the apostles and the people that came out and fellowship with him, but most of Israel despised him. And when they offered him to free him, they said, "Give us Barnabas." You know, Slakia, pass the gas, but you know, y'all don't know. But they said, "Give us Barnabas, free him." You know, they didn't say free Yahawashi. Yahawashi never killed anybody. All he did was preach the word. But they said crucify him. So when Yahawashi returns, hey, y'all got your 2/3. Y'all got hey, Yahawashi is gonna gotta get you for that. He's gonna get you for that. Matthew 10:34. Think not that I come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword. And when Yahawashi returns, he's not coming to bring peace to the earth. He's not coming to say eat from himself, or these heathens from himself, or the 2/3 from himself. He's coming to say he's coming to save the elect and the 1/3. That's who, the remnant. That's who he's coming to save. You know, hey, what the sword do? The sword divides. The sword slices. It dices. Hey, the sword cuts and tears into flesh. Hey, when Yahawashi returns, he's coming as a warrior. Matter of fact, Revelation 1:14. 1:13. In the midst of 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and a girded path with a golden girdle. Hey, he got a golden girdle, a girded path with a golden girdle because he a man of war. And you know how the wrestlers have the championship belt? He got a golden girdle around his waist, his abdomen, so you can't poke and stick him with a knife or anything or sword like that. Because when he come back, he's coming to conquer. On his hair was white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as flame of fire, and his feet was like fine brass as they burnt in the furnace, and his voice as a sound of many waters. And reason why I read that, because his eyes was as a flame of fire, and none of them pictures that the so-called Catholic Church, the so-called white man be pushing, it looks like the description of what I just read in Revelation 13 all the way down to the 15. And that's the reason why when I read at the end of this, I'm gonna read Isaiah the 63rd chapter, starting at the first verse. Come on down. The first person he coming to visit is Edom, because y'all push that image that he looks like you, and that's the reason why he coming to visit you. Not only that, because the shit that you did to us, the so-called children of Israel, so-called Afro-Americans, Latino, Native Americans. Hey, the killing and killing and killing, and you still killing even to this day of the children of Israel. You got to pay for that. And when Yahawashi returns, hey, it's going to be judgment day for you. Matter of fact, Matthew 24 and 29. Immediately after tribulations of those days, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear a sign from the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with power and great glory. So, why, you know, the tribes of the earth is going to mourn when Yahawashi returns, because he's not coming to save them. He's coming to make war against them. That's why they're going to mourn. And immediately after the tribulations, that's when World War III happens, when the nukes be set off. Hey, when this place get lit up, this place, Babylon the Great, Egypt, the house of bondage, Sodom and Gomorrah, spiritually called America. Hey, when this place get lit up, hey, this place right here, America get lit up, that's when Yahawashi makes his return. And we waiting for that day. We hoping for that day. Hurry up and come when this place get lit up. So, because we know Yahawashi returns. And all the tribes of earth going to mourn, because they're going to see Yahawashi come in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And when he returns, he's going to have the host of the angels behind him. And then shall he send his angels with the sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather his elect from the four winds, from one end of the heaven to the other. And this is what we waiting for. Because once World War III, when they start, World War III has already started. It's just a talking war. Well, we waiting for them to drop them bombs. When they drop them bombs, when they make it a physical war, hey, that's when Yahawashi is going to drop in and gather his elect. Gather the remnant. But we waiting for two things to happen. We waiting for a few scriptures to happen. A few prophecies to happen. Waiting for Jacob's trouble and waiting for the mark of the beast to happen. Two major prophecies. As soon as that happens, hey, watch out. It's going to happen. It's going down. Luke 19 and 27. But those my enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. Do that sound like somebody that's going to be nice to you? That's going to give you a warm hug? Esau? Or heathen nations? No, he ain't going to be nice. He going to bring you hither. Bring him hither. Bring him here. Bring him here. Kill that motherfucker in front of me. That what it sound like? Slay him in front of me. That way he just said in that scripture, that red letter. Y'all don't want him to reign over you. Because all you kingdoms going to try to fight up against him. That's in 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. And he going to make quick work of you. I got two last scriptures I want to come out with. This is Revelation 1:7. Behold, he cometh in the clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him. All the kindred of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, it be true. And every eye shall see him when he pierced that cloud. You know, just like when Independence Day, when the cloud cracked the sky and went through the cloud pierced through the clouds, and the fire was folding over the cloud. Hey, when Yahawashi cracked the clouds in that big fathership, every soul gonna see him. And even they which pierced him. And it's such thing called reincarnation. Hey, the ones that pierced him, the Satirians that pierced him, when water came out of his belly, hey, and all the kindred of the earth shall wail because of him. Hey, they're going to wail because of him, because he's coming to destroy. He's not coming in peace. He's coming to make war. Revelation 19:11. And I saw heaven, this is my last scripture, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in righteousness he doth judge and make war. When he returns, he's coming to make war and pass out judgment. And his eyes was a flame of fire. Remember, Revelations 1:14. Eyes red like fire. Eyes a flame of fire. On his head were many crowns, because he's taking these nations out of power. He's taking these kingdoms out of power. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name was called the Word of Yahweh. And the precept to that was, he was called the Word of Yahweh, is John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word was God, and the Word is God. And that's talking about Yahawashi. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, chariots, and clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that it should smite the nations. If he's coming in peace and being nice with the nations, why the United States got a space force? Why all these other nations got a so-called space force? They militarizing they satellites, you know, putting weapons on their satellites and all that shit, because they know he's coming. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he tread the winepress in the fierceness wrath of the Almighty. And that's Isaiah 63. And I'm going to end it with that, Isaiah 63:1. And when the first person he coming to visit is Edom, the so-called white man, for all the shit that, man, All the shit that he did to the children of Israel, so-called African American, so-called Latino, so-called Native American, and from the moment that he found out we was over here to the moment all the way to now, hey, he's still been doing stuff to us. We don't know the full grasp of everything he did to us, but hey, the first person that he's gonna come up against is E, and then he's coming up against these heathen nations. And he had a vesture, and on his thigh the name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And he treaded the winepress in the fierceness of the wrath of the Almighty power, and that's Isaiah 63. I'm gonna end it on that. Isaiah 63:1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra, and this so-called white man is that glorious in his apparel, traveling in greatness of his strength, that I speak in righteousness and mighty to save, and this talking about Yahawashi right here. Wherefore art red in thy apparel, and thy garment like him that treadeth the wine fat. Because when Yahawashi returns, the slain of the Lord gonna be many. And I have treading the winepress alone, and all of the people that there was none with me, for I will tread them in my anger, and I will trample in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garment, and I will stain all my raiment. And when Yahawashi returns, hey, he's gonna be getting busy. Hey, he's gonna be he's gonna be he's gonna be man, he's gonna be man. Man, Big Brother's gonna be getting busy. He's gonna be beating down, conquering, taking down kingdoms, slaughtering them. Because man, the scriptures say in Second Ezra, he neither lifted up any weapon, or instrument of war, or anything like that. He gonna make quick work of them. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemer is to come. And when we know when Yahawashi and the angels return, it's a wrap for the heathen nations and Esau kingdom. And it's the time for the children of Israel to be set up. Our kingdom, the kingdom of New Jerusalem, to be erected. And it'd be time for the heathen nations and the Edomites to go into slavery, captivity. They go into hard bondage, like we was made to serve. Because somebody got to build up the kingdom of heaven, and somebody got to bury all these dead bodies that the Lord done slayed from the killing of the Lord. We ain't going to be doing it. We ain't going to be touching it. So, that's it. I hope this video was edifying. And once again, all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Kakadash. Double honor praise to Apostle Elders of GMS taught me the truth. And Shalom and Kwam Bakiyam. Shalom.